So today we are going to talk about language production in psycholinguistics. In psycholinguistics, language production means the production of spoken or written language. It describes all of the stage between having a concept and translating that concept into language form. Someone can produce the language when they have an idea she or he puts into words and utterance. Then someone else hears the sound, recognizes the words, and understands the speaker's intent. Language production is a fundamentally more difficult subject to study than comprehension. Because although speech is observable, the ideas that lead to production are more elusive. Researchers have responded to this dilemma by using convergent measures. Some investigators have made detailed and systematic analysis of naturally occurring errors of production, and others have given speakers under laboratory conditions more or less specific instruction on what to produce. Next one. Language production is logically divided into 4 major steps. The first one is conceptualization. According to David McNeill, conceptualization is the very beginning of spoken utterance. In addition, he claims that there are 2 concurrent and parallel modes of thought, which are synthetic thinking and imagistic thinking. The second one is formulation. This is the second stage of speech production, when the messages are framed into words, phrase, and clause by the speaker. Essentially, this process involves translating the conceptual representation into a linguistic form. The third one is articulation. Articulation is the third and very important stage of speech in production. That is the physical stage of sound speech, where words are translated into the words and syllables of actual speech. Additionally, in this stage, our thought and linguistic plan are sent from the brain to the speech system in order to execute the required movement and produce the desired sound. Therefore, this is, however, the starting point for the speech comprehension. And for the fourth and the last one is self-monitoring or self-repair. This is the final stage of speech production, when the speaker edits his or her message and corrects any errors. The next one is the stage of producing language. The basic loops occurring in the creation of language consist of the following stage. The first one is intent message, and then encode message into language form, and then encode linguistic form into speech. Sounds goes from speaker mouth to hearer ear, and then speech is decoded into language form, and then the last one is linguistic form is decoded into meaning. Next one is the tools of producing language. The study of how human beings produce language is called articulatory phonetics, taught about language production. Certainly, we know that we speak in language by producing the sound which have meanings. The tools of produce sound are called speech organs. There are 3 kinds of speech organs. First one is initiator. Initiator is the speech organ that sets the air into motion for the production of speech sound. The main initiator is the lungs, because most speech sounds are produced by pulmonary air. The second one is phoneter. Phoneter refers to the vocal cords in the larynx, which are used to produce speech sound called voice. The vocal sound cords are 2 elastic membranes situated horizontally in the larynx, which can be made to assume various positions. And then for the third one is articulator. The speech organs that are used to obstruct the outgoing air in the production of speech sounds are called articulators. These are 2 kinds of articulators. They are movable and unmovable articulators. Move on to the next one, the aspect of producing language. Fluency is the aspect in producing language. It can be defined in part by prosody, which are shown by a smooth intonation contour, and a number of other elements: control of speech rate, relative timing of stressed and unstressed syllables, change in amplitude, and change in the fundamental frequency. For the last one, we are going to talk about the research in producing language. These are two main types of research in speech production. One type focuses on using the analysis of speech errors. The others look at the reaction time data from pictures, naming latencies. Although originally disparate, these two methodologies are generally looking at the same underlying process of speech production. I think that's all for this presentation, and thank you.